Listen, bro, I got Mr. Garling scarred Whitebeard over here.
We know that ain't happening, right?
I'm still a believer. I am.
Because we can get into it.
We can.
So Garling got put in the dirt.
He'll be back.
That's what they said about Kid.
Kid coming back too.
Yo, you thought Whitebeard was stronger than Roger. So how do you go from you're jumping rocks and he no contest you?
Hold up.
You're that level. To growing stronger, because if you want Whitebeard stronger than Roger, that means this dude has to be stronger or at least Whitebeard level to put a scar on the man. What did Marco say? It is not easy to land a scar on this dude. Even in Whitebeard's sleep, you can't get an attack on him. Even if you're an ally, you cannot get an attack on him. Yet Garling is at a higher level than this. Scar Whitebeard. But so how do you go from getting no contest by rocks to doing that to Whitebeard later on? It doesn't add up.
This is why I need you to go back and actually watch what's said in these streams to attack the stronger than Roger part. I said we haven't heard or seen or confirmed that Whitebeard is weaker than Roger. So it's possible he's as strong or stronger. The point was that is Roger's rival and that they're relative in strength. Now, Garling losing, he got body. He got, listen.
It was bad.
It's bad. It's bad. But even in this moment, this is a young Garling taking an L to the peak of Rock, the strongest version of Rocks that we'll probably see. We not killing Luffy for taking an L to Kaido. We're not killing young dudes for taking L's to dudes who are in their prime. Are we doing that? No. So
yeah, you're just saying nothing.
No,
okay.
I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah,
no.
you are.
Again, Garling has years to get stronger. He has time.
You don't see a switch up here?
Let him.
No,
let him keep going.
No.
He's digging himself a hole. But
No, I'm not. Even within this moment, I believe Garling's getting back up. He's a holy knight. They regenerate. We've seen them get hit with Haki and attack and conquers Haki, etc. Be down for the count for a little bit and then get back up. We're seeing it now live on Elbaf with Sommers. I believe Garling will play another factor in here. Listen, y'all can call me crazy, bro. I think it's possible he still scars Whitebeard at God Valley.
He could get Dabi Reversi and still wouldn't do it.
Listen, if it happens, I want my apologies.
So one, let's just point it out like we always do. Whitebeard shows up to Wano, chest open, no scar. Unless Oda retcons that specific part, then you are absolutely wrong. But if he does retcon it, then I can see how it works. The assumption was Garling was strong enough in order to scar Whitebeard, regardless that he doesn't get the scar here or not. Our point was, in order for Garling to do that to Rocks, he would have to be of Whitebeard or Roger's strength level, even in the future later on. But from what it looks like, he's nowhere near Rocks' level, nowhere near Roger or Whitebeard's level. So therefore, he would have to climb to a degree of their stature over time in order to do so. And we were saying he might not now have that opportunity because Whitebeard only gets stronger from here. You're saying Rocks and Whitebeard are supposed to be relative in strength at any point, then there's no point that Garling can scar him.
No, Rocks is stronger than Whitebeard right now. That's a fact. I've never said that wasn't the case.
You said they were relative in strength.
No, I said prime Whitebeard. This isn't prime Whitebeard. This isn't him. Go back. My entire argument for Roger over Rocks was that Roger continued pirating for 18 years after this. Whitebeard continued pirating for multiple decades after this. They got stronger. I believe they eventually eclipsed Rocks. It's not now. Roger probably can't beat Rocks right now. This is Rocks at his peak. This is going to be the end of him. They continue pirating. They get stronger. Eventually, Roger and Whitebeard become parallel, even rivals, etc. over time. What I'm saying is, Garling taking an L to Rocks right now doesn't mean he doesn't eventually become a person of that stature. Whether he can do it at God Valley, that's looking like a stretch. I ain't gonna lie. It is. It's still possible, but it's looking like a stretch. But to say that Garling can never reach this level because he lost this fight to Rocks, that's not how this works, in my opinion.
Okay, so you're not listening. We were talking about relative of strength between both of these characters, Whitebeard and Rocks. At some point during our conversations, you said that the reason why Rocks can't officially be his captain if Rocks told him to do something is because Whitebeard would either not listen or they would fight, and you didn't know the outcome of that fight.
Yeah, I think now we do.
What we're saying is, if you said that there was some relativity between their strength at some point, Whitebeard only gets stronger from now till then. And at some point you said even Rocks himself got surpassed by Whitebeard.
Yeah.
Therefore, if Garling is still where he is, we don't believe he could ever get to that strength to where Whitebeard is or Rocks was. And it would have to be much later. So the only person that could really scar Whitebeard in the future has to be a man that goes by the King of the Pirates. Because he's the only person that could match up to Whitebeard.
I don't even have an issue with y'all thinking that way. I guess my problem with the thinking is the thought process that you have to be of a certain caliber of strength to even scar a person. When people get scarred, you don't even have to be stronger than a person to scar the person, technically. I don't think any of us think Blackbeard was stronger than Shanks when he scarred Shanks.
But that's going back to when they were like 15. This is literally why I started off when I said about the whole Whitebeard thing. Back back when we first seen Whitebeard on Wano, and then continue when later on when we saw Whitebeard and Roger meet. You want to say recon? We still saw no scar. We're basing it off the whole what you said about Garling could scar Whitebeard, and then you said it could possibly happen at God Valley. So then we're talking about the only times where they really meet. When would Whitebeard and Garling have a chance to meet?
We don't, y'all speak like we've seen Whitebeard sail his ship for 1835 years. We don't know, bro. They both lived from God Valley till now, till 2 years ago.
Okay.
They could have had that interaction at any one of those times, bro.
Well, Sebastian, I'm gonna ask you a question. We don't normally see knights and pirates fighting. This is a rare occasion. From what we got from Whitebeard even a little bit, it's not like later on that he's worried about the knights at all. Like, they were an extra threat. It's mainly the Marines. And also, too, when we saw Shamrock's talking to the Gorosei, remember, he's a knight at that point, right? Which Garland would have been at that time. What did they say to Shamrock regarding when he asked, I want to talk to you about a certain pirate? You have no dealings with pirates. It's not like they meet each other where they would fight each other. No, the knights have no business with pirates at all. So this whole factor that Garling and Whitebeard would meet up somewhere fighting, the Gorosei even told us right then, that's not a normal thing. Even him just mentioning pirates was like, you guys have no dealings with each other. This doesn't make sense. So what I'm going on to is that earlier, I said, because this was stated in the show, how difficult, you're talking about scarring people, right? How difficult it was to even land an attack on Whitebeard. We saw a glimpse of that even when he was sleeping, when Ace was going to attack him in his sleep. And then we saw it later on in Marineford War when people wanted to attack him behind his back. He didn't let that happen. And then his observation or whatever, you have to be at a certain level to even try to scar Whitebeard. And you're trying to give that to Garling. Because you want to put it right, Garling's, you say Garling's young here. But so is, in a way, Whitebeard. But we get Whitebeard's age. He is 36. We don't got Garling's age yet. But what if we find out he's similar to the age of Whitebeard? Could be. So then now you're showing here the level at Whitebeard's at right now. Because if you want to go do the math, right? Yes, we already know that Rox is stronger than Whitebeard at this point, right? But can you honestly say, take Whitebeard and give him, if you could even go lower than Big Mom, you can even just give him Kaido or whatever, right? Kaido and a few other people. Does Rox solo them that easily? Whitebeard, and whoever you want to give Whitebeard with, as easy as he did,
no,
he does it. Rox wouldn't be able to do it because Whitebeard, as I allowed some of the other people. Because also too, if you want to argue, Garling got solo with someone around his level, with another knight. That's why I went with like Big Mom. So Big Mom, Whitebeard, and a few other people. Rox is not soloing them out the way he did with Garling in their class. Right? It was like a no contest at all. Where you look at Rox, he barely looks like he even been in a fight. Like, I'm trying to say is that the difference in level here, then you're trying to say for him to catch up to Whitebeard, surpass his observation when we later on in the show, where it's almost not impossible to get through his guard to scar him, but to do that. Garling did that at a level higher than he was at God Valley, level closer to the Pirate King level. So this one thing is, I just don't see it. How is Garling growing to this strength? When we're arguing the Gorosei are not even this level yet.
I have a question. Yeah. So if Whitebeard doesn't have a scar when he clashes with Roger, right before he asks Odin to join and begs him to join for his last year of voyage because he's sick. When they made that clash, do you think any of the Gorosei or even Garling himself can clash with Roger the same way that Whitebeard did?
Before this chapter, I would have said Garling. So, I'll go no.
So the only reason I say that is not to combat you, but is to prove that when Whitebeard didn't have his scar, he was doing that with Roger.
Right.
And Roger passed away 24 years ago in the storyline. So it would have to be 24 years within that span of Garling to reach the level of Whitebeard, or even stronger than Whitebeard, to the point he could cut him open that way. So I guess what I'm saying, what's the likelihood at that point? Because then Garling is technically Pirate King level. He's world's strongest man level. So why didn't they make him a Gorosei member before that if he has this type of strength? Why is he like sitting at the top of this key not doing anything for so long?
Well, to the second part, as far as why they didn't like rank him up, I mean, they've had these set of Gorosei for seemingly hundreds of years. Like, I don't think that Emus had a reason to replace them. And the first time he decided to replace one, they tapped Garling for that. But as far as the other part, it's tough to say. I'm not gonna lie.
This is my next question. Do you believe that Roger or that Whitebeard would have been able to take out Big Mom?
Yes.
So if they have somebody in Garling that's at that strength level and you want these Yonko gone, why not just send Garling, take a couple admirals, go take out Big Mom real quick?
I have a bigger question for you for that, but I think it's more nebulous. Do the world government actually want the Yonko gone?
Yes.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Okay, so the Yonko's existence, this is going to be very off topic, so I don't really want to get into it, but the Yonko's existence essentially establishes a system that makes it so nobody can get to One Piece. Like, the Yonkos actively deter each other and any other young pirate from getting 4 poneglyphs together and getting the One Piece. They might seem, oh, we don't like the pirates, we don't like that, don't do that, y'all run in the New World, etc., etc. But them existing helps the world government maintain their balance of the world.
I agree.
So, it's 3D chess, but technically, sending one of them out to take out any Yonko wouldn't be helpful. That's assuming they could even do it. Beating Big Mom isn't beating the Big Mom pirates, technically. Somebody might be able to beat, say Mihawk could beat Big Mom, whatever. He can't go to Whole Cake and take that entire crew out if need be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just a different way of thinking, but I don't think they would ever employ that strategy, personally.
Okay.
So Preston, what's your take on this?
To Seb's point about fingerling Scar, geez, man, I really want to give that to you. My biggest thing is that gap in power is crazy. Hidami reversed his family. He had another Holy Knight there. And Rock still took everybody out and left Garling on the floor. Yeah. That gap is huge. And I don't know how he closes that gap that quick to be able to scar Whitebeard. That's a monstrous feat.
I think my biggest takeaway from all that was I underestimated how strong Rox actually is.
So you still have the Holy Knights at a pretty high level after what we just saw.
Current Garling, yeah. The one in the flashback, not as much as I thought he was at.
Okay. Where do you have flashback Garling?
Chapter kind of put a little dent in that one. I ain't gonna lie, dog. It was bad. It was tough for me to read that. Flashback Garling or current Garling? Do you have flashback Garling?
Yeah, flashback. Because I think we know current Garling probably will be that guy.
So I wanna say Admiral level, but why? You know what I'm saying? He didn't show that. So
nah, he's not.